The purpose of this video is to show you how to convert unformatted text into formatted text. Now the first thing that you need to do is to go to Digital Dropbox and pull out the document called Data and Cover Bigger Galaxy and Cosmos Draft.docx. Now once you have the document in front of you, what we're going to do is to follow the instructions that are given in the hard copy that I gave to you in class. So that says that we need to make this 1.5 line spacing. We need to add spacing in between paragraphs. We need to change the margins to 1/2 inch all around. Check the spelling, and then change the theme to something called Civic. So to do that, the first thing that I want to do is to select the whole document. So to select the whole document, I could do Control A, which selects all, or I could do it from the Home tab, go to the Editing group, find Select, and then click Select All. Now I'm going to do it from the keyboard. So Control A selects the whole document. Next thing I want to do is to change the line spacing. So I'm going to make this 1.5 line spacing, and I also need to add spacing in between paragraphs. Now I could do those two things from the paragraph group. I could make 1.5, and then to add the spacing before the paragraph, I could select the add space before paragraph. Now instead of doing it from here, I'm going to do it from the keyboard. So I'm going to do Control 5 for 1.5 line spacing, and then Control 0 for the spacing in between paragraphs. The next thing that I need to do is to change the margins on the whole document. Now I could change the margins on the whole document in different ways. One way is to double click in the area of the ruler that shows in gray. So if you double click right here, you got the page set up, you got margins. You can make this to be 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, and 0.5. That's the top, bottom, left, and right. So that's one way of doing it. Another way is to go to Page Layout, then you look for margins, and you pick Narrow. So that's what I'm going to do right now. We also need to change the theme. We need to use the Civic theme. So to do that, you go to Page Layout. Right here you got Themes, and in here you can point to Civic. And when you do that, you're actually changing the fonts and several of the looks in the document. The next thing in the list that we looked at before was to check the spelling. To do that, we can go to Review, and you can click the ABC over here, or it also says that you could press F7 to do the spell checking. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hit the Escape key. So now I press F7, and it starts checking the spelling. It tells me that the word bigger is misspelled. Okay, one of the suggestions, the first suggestion is that it should be 2 G's. That's the correct one, so I'm going to click Change. The word previously is missing a U, so I'm going to click Change. We found astronomers with one too many N's, so I'm going to click Change, since that's the one that is selected in the suggestion. Okay, the word then appears twice, so my option in here is to delete one of those instances. And now it tells me that the document has been checked. Okay. Do I want to continue checking from the remainder? I'm going to say yes, and it says that the spelling is complete. If you look at the document that we need to match, you will notice that in this document the whole report is justified except for the titles. Okay, the title and the subtitle. So what I'm going to do next is to ask Microsoft Word to make everything justified. So I'm going to go to the Home tab, and I could click this icon right here in the paragraph group that says Justify, and it says that I could do it from the keyboard by pressing Ctrl J. Okay, so I'm going to click Justify, and notice that now all the paragraphs are nice and flushed on the right. Now the title and the subtitle should not be justified. The title should be centered. So I'm going to give one click inside the title. And now I can give the order to center, which would be right here. Or I'm going to do it from the keyboard. So I'm going to do Control E. I'm going to click at the subtitle. And I'm going to do Control R to take it against the right.